I can't believe we didn't do this when we covered God, what is that movie? Friday the 13th, right? That's
I have no idea
Jason.
where you're going.
That's Jason, right? Friday the 13th is Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
Yes.
I mean, not the first one.
No, well, right. That's his mom. Yeah. It's your mom. So I can't believe we didn't do that then, because that film also has Kevin Bacon in it. But this is, I think, the first full Bacon we've ever featured, right? And
this is bacon.
I mean,
this is bacon well
thick
done.
cut. This is some thick cut bacon. It is,
Right.
as a matter of fact. This is
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
Woo! This
That's
is gonna
right.
be a long
If
conversation.
James Cromwell had taken Babe to the bacon parlor, this would be that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
That'll do.
that'll do. Oh, wow. Oh, so we're talking about Stir of X. Kevin Bacon is featured in this film. He stars in this film. We are right now, surprise read, gonna play 6 Degrees.
No.
Bacon. We are.
Really?
We are. Yeah.
Oh God.
So I'm gonna let Noel, our guest, because he knew this was happening and Reed didn't know.
No, I'm
Go
unprepared.
first, and then I'll go while Reed. By the way, Reed, I've got yours covered if you can't.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
All right. So Noel, so this is 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Right.
You've kind of had a little bit of a hand in this industry for some time now. Certainly, there's an avenue by which you can discern your proximity to the bacon.
Right. Yep.
What you got?
So, well, I'm 1 degree away from Kevin.
One?
You're only one?
Yeah.
Wow.
What? You didn't tell me that.
Well, he's got us beat.
Well, now maybe you have to help me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I was an extra and did some work on a film called The Trial, which was a Gary Wheeler film shot in Charlotte. And Bob Gunton, who you may remember, he's a character actor that's been in tons of things. But if you saw Shawshank Redemption,
Oh
he,
yeah.
you know, he was the warden. Well, he worked with Kevin Bacon and Oliver Stone's JFK. And so
Oh.
I worked with Bob Gunton and got to spend time with Bob Gunton.
That's awesome.
in the movie, The
There you
Trial.
go. I think you win. Kind of like being born a Universal Monsters fan. You've just got the closest proximity to the bacon.
Yeah, I don't see how we can beat 1 degree. Like
We
I
won't,
just
but
don't.
it'll be fun trying. Reed, do you have yours yet?
I'm still trying to think through it. So
Okay.
yeah, if you,
I got you.
you know, because I didn't get
I know.
the minutes to prepare
Yeah.
for this nonsense.
Oh, he had about 12 hours actually.
Yeah, but Reed knows Noel Manning, and Noel Manning.
That's true. Well, here you go. We are each other's.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever.
that will work.
Fill in
I
the
will.
blank.
That's easy though. That's too easy.
That
for
is.
you.
That's too
I
much.
will. I will do my best to come up with a
That
more
is not the
sufficient.
crispy bacon I was wanting. So I'm gonna go. So
Okay. All right.
no, you were an extra in a film where I was shortly after this film was shot, or right around the time Stir of Echoes released. Shallow Hal was shot in Charlotte.
Jack Black.
Do what?
Jack Black and
Yes.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yes. And one of those is where I'm going here. So Reed, I don't know if you know this. I'm not going to tell you where to find it because you'd probably go look it up real quick. Noel last night, he screenshotted. I didn't know there's like basically a website that you can just plug it in.
Yeah.
I actually,
For real?
yes,
Yeah.
I actually backtracked. I used the old brain, you know, not the internet
old
itself,
brain.
right? Not the algorithm. Well, it eats a man.
Wow.
So my 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon is in Shallow Hal is Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow is also in Seven with Brad Pitt, who is also in Sleepers with the Bacon. That was my path. So how many is that? Is it numbers of films or numbers of people, or I don't know. It's been a while since I played this game.
Now who was the person who did you say?
Paltrow to Seven, which has Pitt, to Sleepers, which has
Let's
Kevin
see,
Bacon.
Gwyneth. I have to look it up. I have to do the research here, but yeah, I think it's just like, well, Bob Gunton worked with Bacon, so that's 1
Right.
degree.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. The number 6 is irrelevant just to the fun of the game. Anecdotally, while Reed continues to rack his brain, to graduate from Gardner Webb University, of which we're all connected, I had to do an internship for my theater degree. And Reed, you did yours. I don't remember where, but I did it at the Lost Colony, which is in the Outer Banks of North
Okay.
Carolina. And my role was as First Soldier. That was the character's name, First Soldier. Yep. And my task, effectively, in this role was to stand perfectly still on stage as sort of sentinel to the queen, right? Like just standing there,
right,
stock still. Well, what listeners but I imagine co-hosts probably know, and listeners might not, is that in the dead of summer on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, it's hot as blazes. And more than that, I was, as First Soldier, adorned in like basically wool from head to toe and armor. And also, while on the beach at Outer Banks, the mosquitoes rage through the summer. So I had to stand there perfectly still, sweat pouring off of me while mosquitoes ate my legs. While I did this on stage, like 5 nights a week for a summer, I would basically play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon in my head. I would just try to think of an actor off the top of my head and try to make my way there. That is how I spent my time. So I'm a great actor, by the way. I was very in the moment.
Wow. Well, so I do have one.
Yeah, share it. I'm curious.
So now I don't act. I mean,
you don't, but you've done a thing.
I've done a thing.
Yeah,
I've done a thing.
That's how I got there.
You've been waiting 3 years to force me to bring this up.
Oh no!
So this is all kinds.
Anything up? I'll do it for you.
Okay. Noel, I have upon occasion had the opportunity to I've written a couple of screenplays, and from time to time people have paid me money for them. So not a lot of money, but it's happened a time or two. One of these it was actually the very first one, was for a film that Michael Biehn of Terminator and Aliens fame, he procured the screenplay from me. They did some rewrites to it, but I still have a story by credit, and that is me. It is a film called The Victim, and so he was in The Victim. So that's him. That's him to me. Okay, so I wrote
finally.
I wrote The Victim. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. I've been avoiding this conversation for forever. So I wrote The Victim. Michael Biehn was in The Victim. Michael Biehn was also in, if memory serves, in Tombstone with Bill Paxton. And Bill Paxton was in Apollo 13 with Kevin Bacon. So
there you go. That was not the route I took, but I was working for something similar. I've got a different path. Yeah.
Oh, what was yours?
So I'm telling you, man, I worked hard for this path. I was IMDbing the heck out of this, just backtracking. Like, okay, who was it? Didn't know. Literally after 20 minutes of doing this, Noel sends me a screenshot of the little app he's using or whatever it is. I'm like, oh my gosh, of course.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, everyone, Noel, you are just present for such a glorious Fear of God moment here, because my dear friend Reed of 20 years, pod host of 3, in for full credit here, just had a screenplay that is as far as the east is from the west, from The Victim release like 2 months ago, and we haven't talked about it on the show. Reed had a screen produced and world, and it's a lovely film. You can look it up. I think formally it's called XL, but referencing 40.
No, formally it's called 40. They officially changed the title.
Okay. Yeah. But about Jesus' time in the wilderness. The Victim is not about that.
The Victim is like a grindhouse, hardcore, like horror crime thriller. Like
you'd be ashamed of Reed. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's such a story.
It's a dramatic
story
pivot.
there. Yes. But it's perfectly illustrated by the fact that we do this show. The Reed, yes, wrote The Victim. Biehn is in The Victim. Biehn is also in Planet Terror, which also has Josh Brolin, who is also in Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon.
Oh, yeah.
Brolin was my connecting point.
So whenever I play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, I always try to think of the Kevin Bacon film with the biggest and most prolific stars in it, and
Apollo
one
13,
of those, Apollo 13, is like, because it's got Ed Harris and it's got Tom Hanks and it's got
that's
Gary
where
Sinise.
I tried to get to, and I just couldn't find it.
Yeah. So then when I landed on Bill Paxton, I was like, oh, Bill Paxton was in Tombstone, so that's probably where I'm going to go. So
well, that was 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, Fear of God style.
Oh,
All right.
Wow.
And if you want to, and if you
Yes.
want to know, and if you want to know the website you can go to, it's called oracleofbacon.org.
Oracleofbacon.org.
Yeah, oracleofbacon.org, and it's been around for quite a while. And yeah, Michael, with Michael Bain, you are 2 degrees basically.
Wow,
Kevin
that's
Bacon.
crazy.
Pretty
Oh,
good.
that's wild.
Look at you.
Wow.
I'm the third wheel here. Noel's like 1.5 away. Reed's like 2
Okay.
away.
Since
Well,
since we